everyone, my name is Raphiat and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be making something really fun and I'm sure you're going to love this one. We're making cake pops, special cake pops, and I'm really excited about this recipe because everyone loved it. So let's get right into it. Just like any other cake recipe, I'm going to be starting off with some eggs and I'm going to use 2 eggs for this recipe. So I'm going to use my hand whisk, the electric whisk to do the whisking. You can as well use the manual whisk to do the whisking or a stand mixer. That's fine. So I'm just going to whisk this for some minutes, let's say about 3 minutes on medium speed. If you're using high speed, do the whisking for about 2 minutes since you're going to be using high speed. So the more the speed, the less the time you need to do the whisking. All we are trying to do here is to incorporate air into the eggs, which is very important because it's going to make the cake fluffy and perfect at the end of the day. So after whisking the egg for a few minutes, I decided to transfer into a bigger bowl so that I can have more space to work with. So once I'm done with the transferring, the next thing I did was to add some vanilla and then of course go ahead and whisk and mix again to get everything incorporated. Now I'm just adding some sugar. You can actually increase the amount of sugar, that's fine, but this was just perfect for the amount of cake I was going for. So once I was done adding the sugar, mix. So this first stage of making the cake is all about mixing ingredients and trying to incorporate air into the recipe, because the more you incorporate air, the more fluffy the cakes are going to come out. The cake pops that we're making, the more fluffy they are going to come out. So if you're using a manual whisk, you can actually get this as well. Get this whole fluffy nature of the cake when you're using a manual whisk. All you have to do is whisk until the eggs turn foamy, and it's going to take a little more while, but trust me, it's worth it. And our next ingredient is melted margarine. You can use melted butter, vegetable oil, that's fine. So I'm just going to add this into the mixture, and once I'm done with that, again, mixing process. Like I said, this stage is all about mixing. So I'm just going to mix this for another, let's say, 1 minute, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to set this aside and let's go ahead and work with the dry ingredients. So I'm just adding the dry ingredients and I'm going to pass this through a sieve. Whenever you're baking, always pass your ingredients through a sieve. There are so many reasons why you should do this, but the most important one to me is that you're going to get rid of all sorts of dirt and also, usually these ingredients have particles in them, so always do this. It's also going to incorporate air into the dry ingredients, so please don't miss this. So now it's time to combine both the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together. And when you're doing this, please add the dry ingredients in batches. Don't just pour it into the wet ingredients. This is simply because you don't want to overwork the batter, because cake batter, like I always say, is very delicate. It collapses easily and you don't want that to happen. So add in batches. I added mine in 2 batches, the first half, then I added the second half. And once I'm done with the adding of the dry ingredients, go ahead and mix everything thoroughly, making sure that they are well combined. And once you're done with that, go ahead and add our last ingredient, which is milk. And of course, after adding the milk, mix everything together. Please notice how I am mixing the batter. All these tips are very important to get the perfect cake. So mix gently, fold, mix, fold, mix. That's how you should actually mix your batter for your cake. And notice that at this point I'm not using this hand mixer again or a stand mixer. You should use a spatula or a spoon at this stage, because at this stage you don't want to overwork your batter in any way. Okay, so now all I'm doing is transferring this into a piping bag because of the kind of cake we are making. Ordinarily, if we were making a loaf cake or anything, you can just simply transfer this batter into the loaf pan. It's the same measurements you can use to make any other basic vanilla cake. Oh, I didn't mention this is a vanilla cake. So that's it. I just transferred it into the piping bag. So let's go ahead and get into the next stage. Because of the kind of cake we are making, I'm going to be using my silicone mold. This silicone mold is a round one, So you can actually use a square one and all that, but we're making cake pops and pops are supposed to be round. So this silicone mold, I got it online. So please check the description box so that you can find a link to where I got it. I think it's a really good mold, so I recommend that you get it in case you want to make your own cake pops. So all I'm doing now is to transfer the batter into the silicone mold, and that's it. So this silicone mold, the good thing is that since it's silicone, I don't even need to apply vegetable oil into the compartments. All you have to do is transfer your batter in it and it does the job. I really like that part because that whole process of applying, vegetable oil and flour, it can actually be annoying sometimes, because this one is just going to come off easily. You don't need to apply anything at all. So once you're done with the whole process of transferring the batter into the compartments, go ahead and cover the silicone mold. It came with a cover. The cover of the silicone mold is the one with the holes, just in case you want to get yours. And that's it. Once you're done properly sealing this, go ahead and bake this for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees. And that's it. So now, just wait for it, be patient. Ta-da! I love the outcome and I really like the fact that you don't have to struggle. The cake pops just come off easily and that's really nice. And this is the outcome. I love the color, I love everything, how round they came out. And you guys, this silicone mold is really affordable, so I recommend that you get yours. So this is what cake pops look like, and I love how fluffy it is on the inside. So you can go ahead and enjoy them this way, or if you're extra like me, you can coat them. So to coat the cakes, simply dip in melted chocolate and then pick each one and pass the stick through it. Oh, I didn't mention, the silicone molds, they came with their own sticks, just white sticks like this. So all you have to do is dip in chocolate and pass through. The reason you have to dip in chocolate is so that it can hold firmly. And once you're done with that, go ahead and generously coat each one with chocolate or as much as you want. So I didn't want to coat all, so I didn't use so much chocolate. And once you're done with the coating, allow all the excess chocolate to drip. And once you're done with that, go ahead and set them aside so that they can set. You to quicken the setting process, you can allow them set in the refrigerator for about 2 minutes. So when I say set in the refrigerator, it just means to dry up. So in place of dark chocolate like this, you can actually use white chocolate and that's fine. You actually get really lovely color because white is a nice color. So I use dark chocolate anyway. And to this one I added some sprinkles. You can do absolutely anything you want to. There is no limit. And this one I sprinkled some coconut and that's it. So this is the outcome and I actually feel they really look good. Kids are going to love this, adults too. Adults will love this. This is really beautiful. You guys, tell me what you think about this recipe and I hope you're going to try this out because I'm sure you will love it when you try it out. So thank you for watching this video and I'm going to see you in my next one. And bye bye. Don't forget to go through my channel for more amazing videos.